Welcome back after the break. Next up, we want to ask another interesting question. We want to make mindfulness and innovation meet and figure out if the benefits of technology are really there or if it's just our wishful thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Mindfulness and innovation merging to boost holistic health. Here to address this topic, please welcome Victoria Repa, CEO and founder at BetterMe, Christina, Brandmair, Senior Manager Corporate Innovation at startup CREASPHERE, plug-and-play tech center. We also have Hannes Klöpper, CEO at HelloBetter, and the moderator, Markus Kleine-Voßbeck, partner at EY. Please join me on the stage and let's welcome our guests with applause, please. It's all yours now. Ready? Comfortable? Over to you.
Yes. So thank you very much. First of all, I hope everybody had enjoyed lunch and you still have enough energy to follow our panel. And we will make sure that we fight what we call in German the soup coma. So we'll hopefully have a very interesting discussion. I'd like to introduce myself. First of all, my name is Markus Kleine-Voßbeck. I'm a partner at EY in technology consulting, and I have the pleasure to lead our Digital Health Excellence Center, which we use to implement digital solutions for payers and providers. But it's not so much about me today. I'd like to welcome my panelists here on the stage, and I would hand over to you to introduce yourself. Maybe, Christina, I want to start with you.
Yeah, perfect. So great to be here, and thank you all for joining. After the lunch break, that's a difficult exercise for us to make the audience engaged here. My name is Christina Brandmair. I'm with Plug and Play Tech Center, an early stage investor from Silicon Valley. We're also running global innovation programs, very specific in different industries. For instance, our health program, a startup CREASPHERE, with locations in Munich, Singapore, and Silicon Valley. And I'm personally leading the global program and the relation to our corporate partners. So not purely coming from the investor perspective, but definitely very closely working with the teams across the globe.
Hello everyone, my name is Victoria Repa. I'm CEO and founder of BetterMe, a healthcare company with over 150 million downloads worldwide. My team actually located in the Kiev, but our primary market is United States, and we are focused on mental and physical health across the globe.
All right, Hannes Klöpper, CEO, co-founder of HelloBetter. HelloBetter is a digital therapeutics company in the mental health care space. We have 10 different DTX products, 8 in treatment, 2 in prevention. 6 out of those are approved as DiGA in Germany. We also operate in the Austrian and Swiss markets and are looking to move to France next.
Thank you very much. So let's dig into our topic. Victoria, let me start with you. So your BetterMe app has over 150 million downloads by now, which is quite impressive. Please tell us to what extent the combination of mindfulness and innovation is a fundamental concept for the success of your product.
For us, of course, for the 7 years in the health and fitness business, there are a lot of time when we have fancy innovation, VR, AI, and etc. But the first and the most important in any product idea and strategy for us, it's product first. How we can solve the problem of our users. For example, in this year, the most popular workout program is Wall Pilates. If it's the most innovational, if it's the most the latest technology from Silicon Valley, no. But it really solves the problem of our users in terms of their micro workout. You can train everywhere and etc. So the real innovation started from the problem of the users for us, mostly than the latest technology.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. And Hannes, the HelloBetter solutions are addressing well-being, but also have treatment aspects. So what do you think how prescribable apps, like the ones that you produce, can create a link between prevention and curation at the same time?
So in Germany, in the public healthcare system, there's a pretty clear division between prevention and treatment, and health insurance companies are legally mandated to spend a certain amount of money on prevention. So they've been doing this for a long time, and they actually really have been sort of the avant-garde when it comes to the adoption of DTX. So I mean, in the US, health insurance companies to this day are pretty hesitant to pay for DTX, but because we have this mandate in Germany, they had to find things in prevention to spend money on, and so they started pretty early on with adopting EDTX. So we've had a contract with Brandmair, Germany's second largest insurance company, 9 million insured members, since 2015 in the prevention area. And then later added a contract for treatment products before those products became part of the standard of care through DiGA, and then all health insurance companies are mandated to pay for the DiGA-approved products. So and I think what we saw before DiGA was around is that in the prevention products, you often had people with pretty high symptom severity because, well, this was something that was available and was free at least to the members of that specific insurance. Ultimately, I think it's about creating a sort of continuum of care where you have sort of an escalating mechanism and pass people on into different, more intensive and more expensive forms of care, and also kind of try to be smarter about triaging people into the right forms of care that are appropriate for them. Because in the past it was very dichotomous: either you're on your own, or you were lucky enough to get treatment from a therapist, and then that was intensive and expensive. And I think that will be a lot more granular sort of staircase of different sort of escalation steps rather than this 0-1 dichotomous system that we had previously.
Let me ask you one more question about those DiGAs, because I think that's interesting, something that is maybe special a little bit to the German market. So to what extent can you see how the DiGAs are successful, the whole concept of the DiGAs is successful in Germany?
It depends a bit how you look at it, right? I think there were inflated expectations from some people when we talk to advisors that come from the pharma world and show them our numbers and how things are progressing. They say, yeah, this is really good. This is how it should look like. So yeah, I think it's really a matter of expectations. That being said, it's not easy. It's certainly not like, okay, you get approved and then it's a runaway commercial success. Many companies small companies are struggling to field the resources that are necessary to really drive adoption. So yeah, there will be a consolidation in the market, yeah, we are working on being one of the companies driving this. But overall, I think the treatment modality DiGA is a success and will be a standard part of the healthcare system in the long run.
Yeah, we see that also being in discussion in other countries as well. So really interesting, the experience here. So now let's change a little bit the angle, looking on the topic. Christina, working for a company that helps startups develop new business ideas in health innovation solutions, probably gives you a very good overview about the developments in that market. Could you give us a little bit an insight on your observations on the importance of the field of personal well-being and mindfulness towards holistic health improvements?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And I'm coming in here from the perspective as we work with corporates and also startups, so trying to give a more like holistic view on the topic. Really appreciate also like any startup active in this field, so that's very, very important. We see a lot of digital solutions coming up, and also corporates looking very much into digital health slowly but steadily. And with these solutions coming up, it's possible to really look at the topic and address multiple problems at the same time. And with this, really approach healthcare from a more holistic angle. And with like COVID-19 and all of this around that, we see a huge awareness shift in individuals. So really people wanting to take ownership of their own healthcare, shifting towards prevention and being aware and being more informed, taking ownership, and there's more access to information as well. We see specific solutions on the rise, for instance, the Aura Ring or solutions like Whoop. Just to give some examples, there's a lot out there in the market for sure. And I think specifically in Germany, next to the DIGA topic, there's also willingness to pay out of the pocket for consumers, actually. So historically, something that patients or individuals have not really thought about because we have health insurance in Germany, but actually with the wish to take ownership and be active here on your own, there's much more possible, and that's actually enabling business models for startups.
Yeah, that's certainly something that more or less is affecting all of us. So we all are taking more ownership and responsibility for our own personal well-being. Apart from the individual engagement, the topic of personal well-being is also becoming very important more and more for also the employers. So what do you think how employers can improve employee satisfaction with corporate wellness programs based on mindfulness and innovation? So Victoria, what would you think about this?
Yeah, Markus, thank you for this really challenging question, because in accordance with the last research, the 40% of employees think that I can achieve my career growth only if I am burnout and etc. So we need to first educate and make a shift that you can be at work more productive, achieve more for long term, if you are like in good mood, sleep enough, and this is the day-to-day routine. And I think it's mutual simultaneously work in terms of education and provide the right tools for the employers and employees. And employers should show that it's important. Of course, I think as I'm a CEO, I can run the yoga for my employees. We have in the morning and in the evening a lot of support class, but it's our culture. And I think if the CEO sit on the yoga mat behind you, it's okay, everyone come and do something. So let's try. And for example, yesterday we launched a big B2B program for Ministry of Economy of Ukraine. It's burnout and office workout prevention for more than 8 million employees across Ukraine. We have a specific situation, especially now, so we need first education, it's super that government support, and there are a big program in terms of supporting of our First Lady. So this is the idea to talk, leadership to talk, that no, you don't need to burn out, you need to sleep enough. And this is first everything, how leadership promote healthy lifestyle, shows that it's important. And for our future B2B program for Europe and United States market, we really should promote leadership education. Why? Mental health first, and profit as a consequence second.
Well, the employees are usually the main asset of each of the employers. Hannes, in your case, how is that? Are you also collaborating with corporates very much together to develop those well-being programs?
We do that in partnership with BARMER, the insurance that I mentioned earlier. So we started working with BARMER in the prevention area, and then they took the solution to the employers that they work with, and essentially act as a reseller on our behalf, because we found it difficult. Like if you engage with individual companies, they have a lot of questions, they want reporting, and everyone's a little different. I mean, there's a standard kind of B2B back and forth. But the contract value doesn't warrant that level of service that they expect. So for us, it made sense to do it this way, partly because you don't see the same kind of scale, at least in the German context, in these employee benefits programs, whereas in the US, some very, very big companies were built in very short amounts of time, like between 2020 and 2022, you had companies that were 2-3 years old suddenly doing 100, 200 million in revenue. That didn't happen in Germany. I think you could say that didn't happen in Europe because, I mean, that's one of the big differences between the European and the American system is that in the US, companies have the health risk of their employees on their balance sheet. So they have much more of an incentive to really invest and also promote these kind of programs that promote a healthy behavior, because it really affects their bottom line. And in Germany, and I guess in other European countries, it's more of, they have a legal mandate, you have to spend a certain amount per employee on prevention, but whether or not they do it, or the outcome of that doesn't really affect you, because if they do get sick, because they don't do it, health insurance pays for it.
Yeah, that's right. Christina, one of your main added value service is also linking the startups together with corporates. So to what extent is the program of a corporate wellness being or well-being program, to what extent is that a topic that you address together with the startups?
Yeah, totally. So at Plug and Play, we're running innovation activities with corporates in over 20 industries. So not just looking at healthcare companies, but we see the role of new work and being more mindful at work and all that comes across with it in any industry. So it's a big topic. The strategy and processes that corporates are taking differ very much, and also the importance in the corporates, I would say, but it's definitely highly relevant for any corporates. I would compare it a little bit to the investment corporates make in innovation in general. We see a lot of cost cutting right now, and innovation comes in cycles, and also such programs and corporate wellness activities, they vary in priority compared to different other activities for sure. Yeah, but it's definitely an important topic to address new generations of employees that have different expectations, to have employee retention. So there's a huge shift, I would say.
So corporate wellness programs, certainly a very important topic at the moment in health, but also even more, obviously, and we've heard about this quite in some speeches already, is the topic of artificial intelligence. Now let's take a little shift and look to what extent this is influencing you. So I would really be interested in your opinion, Christina. So what do you observe the adoption of artificial intelligence in the products, in the startups, in the solutions that you see in your portfolio?
Yeah, thank you for that question. It's definitely a challenging one because we see a lot. I listened to the panel earlier on mental health and AI and the role there. That was very scientific, so I cannot really provide that expertise, to be very honest. But from our perspective, AI is definitely taking a big leap in healthcare. We see corporates are a little bit struggling, so it's slow for them to adopt AI technologies. Employees need their time to really understand the opportunities, and there's a lot of education required for sure. Corporations in general are quite risk averse, so here starting to partner and get inspired also by startups that solve challenges together with them is one way. And yeah, I would say, where is AI in health useful? So it can help to analyze data, to automate processes, to give more personalized recommendations, data can be collected in different ways. It can be from like self-filled out reports, reporting your symptoms, or it can be through wearables. So really taking different kinds of data to view, look on healthcare in a more holistic approach. And I think what's really crucial here is to have like unique data sets and make sure that the data sets are really reflecting our world that we live in, and take into account women or any other topics that are definitely very important in this field. So just to give maybe some first thoughts here.
That's an interesting point. Maybe a question towards our software producers. Do you see that the data is there, that the data is ready in the companies, that we have the quality and the quantity of data that we need to have effective solutions based on AI?
It's a really tricky question. If we talk about BetterMe, we are focused on prevention, digital health, so I can answer from this industry. It's not like totally healthcare. We use AI in the marketing. It's enough. It's tons of the different messages, workouts, because we have more than 2,000 different workouts in accordance with the age, weight, race, and etc. So in marketing, it's okay to find right message, right visual, to inspire, motivate person, start their healthy lifestyles and change habit. But if we talk, it's also in the support, okay, to answer, but if we talk about product, from our point of view, we don't have enough data to set for example, our health coaches, we don't need you. It's okay with AI coach person to change their habits. It's not enough because a lot of people, even in the healthcare prevention medicine, have different physical limitation, physical condition, medical history, and etc. That first, if we start working with a person, we not ask everything, and we are not medical. So if we talk about product, I think it's not enough today data to say that, okay, AI can be better than person. And as a health coach, I understand that if we want to make a shift in person behavior transformational, we need love and hugs. It's really important emotional part to start any health and fitness journey, and AI cannot provide this, and even in the 5 and 10 years, because any transformation starts from, in any coaching, from love and hugs.
That's very interesting. Yeah, thank you. Hannes, how about AI? Is that a topic? Certainly it is. So to what extent is it a topic on the roadmap of your products?
I mean, I think there are two ways of looking at it. One is that it's a topic for every company in terms of becoming more efficient, more effective in terms of marketing operations and so on. So I think there's no company that can afford not to look into AI and how it may affect it. When it comes to the product itself, yeah, personalization is sort of the objective. And that can come in many different, shapes and forms. And actually, I mean, we have coaches in our product as well, and we built or we use an algorithm to say, okay, this is the data of all of the patients that have gone through a program. These were the coaching messages that were sent to them at this stage of the program. Analyze this. Here's a sample patient that's at this stage of the program. What message would you send them? And the messages that came out were really, really, really good. So it's and because for our coaches, of course, due to the costs that's associated with their time, we ask them to spend relatively little time on writing a message. You don't have that limitation with AI, so it's much more comprehensive. It's much more empathetic and friendly, and So I think the patient experience may well be better there, in terms of the result that, or the message that is being drafted. Then there's a question, who sends this message? Is there still this relationship? Is there a human in the loop or not? And I mean, there we can also give choice to patients, right? Where we say, okay, if you want a response straight away, it will be auto-generated. If you're willing to wait for 24 hours, you get something from a human, and people might have different preferences there.
So, very interesting. Thanks a lot. So what would you think, maybe an open question to the three of you, where do you see at the moment still limitations or hurdles for AI in the development of new solutions, also in spreading it out onto the market?
Yeah, so from my perspective, definitely the biased data sets that I mentioned earlier, but also looking at the use cases for AI. So where is it really useful to use AI? What's the goal of applying technology? And especially in like mindfulness or even like going towards mental health as you're addressing it, like how can it be implemented, and where is the human factor maybe still needed, and where is the balance between using technology and then really on-site therapy and interaction with a therapist? I think that's also to take into account. And I think there's much more to come in terms of AI development, for sure.
And you got a few? Any thoughts on this?
I think, first of all, that if you talk about AI in terms of government rules, we are working mostly on United States. Every state have different rules. And sometimes we even can't use AI in the suburb because it's a problem. If we just not how to open or etc. If we talk about some health recommendation, it's disaster if you're a big company because health is one of the more legal risk, and you can do something and it can be prohibited for today because government AI, what is AI? And it's like, I think it's 3-5 years when in terms of the health, it will be okay, not only from the client's perspective that I use AI, but from the government perspective that it's accept to use health recommendation with AI.
So maybe to close this down, also a question to Hannes and Victoria. I think we are here in a group of where we see lots of startups, and you have already been very successful in creating startups in the area of well-being. You came up with innovations. So what would be your advice for early stage startups here on how to be successful in that area?
I can start maybe that I just find out for 7 years in the business that we are not health tech company, but first we are health company. And if its main problem, what I see today on the market, that people in the edutech, fintech, or etc. try to be tech, but not the product. Product before the tech. You should understand your user. For example, I'm learning a lot in terms of, nevertheless, I have first economic education. Now I certified as health coach. Now I'm certified as Pilates teacher. I always learn a lot in the health and fitness because I understand that it can help me find right people, understand more deeply process, and provide the better service on the market. So the first question, not go to the tech, new fancy technology. Go to the people, go to their needs and problem, and be health before tech.
So not having tech as the purpose, so to say, rather focusing on the people and on the well-being and on the topic itself. Hannes, what do you think?
I can second that. I mean, start with your customer. That's I think always a good recommendation. I mean, in our case, what has been tremendously helpful is that we've built on a lot of work that had been done in an academic setting prior to the company launching and then DIGA launching much later. So there's a decade of research that preceded us becoming a DIGA and becoming commercially more successful. And yeah, if you have an opportunity to either partner with someone or find people that have done work rather than starting with a tech solution, building on work that has been done in an academic setting that has been found to be that's a solution that's been found to be effective, and helping people who've built something that works commercialize it. I think that's better than if you have two people at business school that say, okay, let's enter this market without really deeply understanding it.
Do you see that, Christina, as a predominant strategy in the startups to be linked to either research institutions or universities?
Yeah, definitely. We see different pathways to this market, I would say. So there's B2C solutions that pivot towards B2B2C, but then also solutions that are going like the DIGA pathway, and in the meantime need funding and look a lot for grant funding or paid partnerships with research institutions. So that's definitely a very common pathway. I think from an investor perspective, it's very important, as you said, to speak and engage all the stakeholders involved, but also to really see clinical evidence and see that startups can prove that the solutions can actually change what they say they prove. So that's what investors are definitely looking at in the first place.
Thank you very much. Also, to close this down, I'd like to thank the three of you. These were really, I think, very interesting insights, not only in the topic itself, but also maybe some helpful advices for the startups around here. So thanks a lot for you. And also, I would like to thank you for paying attention to our panel. And for now, just leaves me with wishing you all a great fair and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Markus, for the moderation, and panelists, Christina, Victoria, Hannes, thank you so very much. I really wish Markus left us a little bit of time for questions. You might be asking really insightful questions, but maybe a little later because we have 10 seconds left only. But if we do have a super quick question you would like to ask, I will still make an exception. Anyone? No? Too much pressure, apparently. Thank you so much again.